Live. There we are.
Ah!
Okay, guys. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome. This is the Crime Real Estate team, John and my wife Shannon.
Hey guys.
And we'll look at that one.
I don't look at the camera.
And we're live here with What's Happening in Central Oregon. This is our every 2-week
I think it's our third
live stream that we're trying to do just to let everybody know who lives in Central Oregon, what's happening, what's going on, kind of newsworthy stories about real estate development, just kind of some life in Central Oregon stuff. So thanks so much for joining us. And we're really, really glad that you're here. So
yeah.
First thing, business as usual. What do we normally first like to do?
Yeah, we just want to know. Let's give it a second and see if anybody's watching.
Yeah.
Where you're from, put it down in the comments so we know who you are and where you're at. We'd love to know who's watching.
Yeah, anybody out there? Hello. We do have quite a few stories on deck for you today that we're going to be talking about. Kind of just some new things that are coming along and some things that you might find very interesting and some things that you might not care about at all.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hopefully you find it interesting.
So with that being said, and as we continue to sit here and wait to see if anybody wants to let us know where they're tuning in from, the other thing that I will show here as well is that if you guys have any questions at all about living in Central Oregon, Bend, Redmond, Sisters, want to know about new developments. You're like, hey, there's this chunk of dirt I saw. It's off of 27th and Reed Market. What's going to be there? Whatever it happens to be. If you have questions about anything, we love to be a resource. That's kind of why we're doing this particular live stream, is to be a resource there for people to, ask us questions. Let us know. What are your questions? If you're in town, if you're thinking about moving here from somewhere else, let us know and we'll get to your questions in the chat here at the end. Or if you are watching this on a replay later, still throw them in and we can address them in our next videos.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
without further ado,
should we jump into our first one? We'll take questions off, take where are you hiding from off, and then let's go into our first story. Trees.
And everybody loves them.
And what to do with them. So, oh, come on. Christopher Jones tuning in from East Side Bend. Sweet, Chris. Nice. Excellent, man. Let's go ahead and let's jump back into our top story here. So, trees, and what are we going to do with them? I'm going to share my screen here and head over to here. So, there's this article that came out. Developers are clearing land near the Deschutes National Forest as Bend considers a tree code. So you're not my tree guy.
Yes, you're a very tree guy.
That's a thing, right?
It's a thing. It's not like normal trees. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it, but you get attached to different trees.
I love trees.
Step away from the ficus.
I love trees. And yes. And so there are people out there like myself that have an affinity for trees, and they get all upset when they see a developer coming in and just clear cutting everything. So
it's to take a moment to pause when you see land that you drive by every single day, and then all of a sudden a developer comes through and just clear cuts the whole thing. It makes you pause.
There's that development on the south end of town, the RV park that they're doing down there at the very bottom of town, where they just clear cut. I mean, that was a ton of trees.
Those were big trees. Yeah, that was quite a ruckus.
And this story, again, is the same thing. A nearly 10-acre parcel of land on the west side has been cleared for development. In preparation for luxury housing. Well, okay, it's on the west side. Everything on the west side is luxury. So I don't know. What are you going to do about that? But 51 lots for single unit detached dwellings. So this is, yes, it sucks. They have to cut down the trees. There's a scenic drive from Bend out to Cascade Lakes Highway, and now they're cutting down the trees. And yes, there are people out there who want the trees to be. But at the same time, a lot of what this story talks about is that we're also facing an affordability crisis where not even there's an affordability crisis, and then there's just a housing crisis in general.
Yeah.
Right. Where we're just too many people want to move to Bend, and we don't have housing for them.
We don't have enough product.
We just don't have enough product. Exactly. Mm-hmm. So this talks about how, this particular property contained about 125 so-called trees, and they took about all but 6 of them down. And so the city of Bend is actually looking into code not finalized right here. They're talking about city of Bend is actually looking at changing the codes that would make it so that developers can't just come in and clear cut the whole thing down. I like that. That's great. I hate it when, a big developer comes in and just clear cuts everything out and then they put up the homes. But there's a little bit more to the story.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you look at their density rules and how they want land to be developed, it's very hard not to cut all the trees down.
This is a fun little map. This is this development. What was the name of the development again? It's
Lodges.
The Lodges.
Yeah.
It's a D.R. Horton, project that's going on. They're going to put in 51 homes. The homes that are in there now are pretty cool.
Another developer, isn't it?
Partnering together.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is one of the last possible chunks of land on the west side that you could even develop, and as such, they are developing it. And so, they do have did they say tree protection plan? Okay, tree protection plan. Great. You'll notice that these little black stars here are the trees that they are trying to save to be preserved, and the red ones they had to get rid of them because, well, as you can see, if you look at this map, all these little red spots, like these are red spots right here. Well, this is in the middle of a road. They got to get rid of them. Red spot right here and here. Well, this is right where houses are going to be. If you look right here, lot 34. There's a significant tree that I would want to preserve, but it's right in the middle. If you see the red outline, that's the building envelope. The lot itself that's basically the size of the lot itself. With current building codes and the amount of homes that we're behind in as far as inventory, builders and the city of Bend are trying to increase as much density as possible. How many of our clients want a nice big old backyard?
All of them.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody wants a nice big backyard.
And I immediately ask, what is a big backyard to you?
Right.
Like, are we talking like LA backyard where it's like 10 feet, or are we talking like you want an acre? There was one that you found where they saved a tree, but it was like on the corner. Where is that one? I can't.
There's a tree that they did save. You're right. We're looking at this right here, right in there.
Right there. Yeah. So lot 49.
Yeah.
So
they were able to save a tree there.
I think this is one of those things that's great discussion, maybe for the people that are watching or watch this afterwards. Like, how close do you want to live next to a large ponderosa? Like, how important is that to you to have a old growth tree, a mature tree in your backyard? I know I've had a lot of people have like mixed opinions about that, because they've had a giant ponderosa fall through their house, or we lived on a property that had like 4 ginormous ponderosas that
I love my trees.
I love them, but they also the sap, the pine needles, the keep up. I mean, it was a lot of bags of pine needles.
And not only that, go ahead.
That's a good discussion to have. Like, how important is that to you, living in this area or the area that you live in? And what's your opinion on trees?
Well, I love trees.
I know you love trees.
but it's more than that. Like, if you're looking at this map here, right? If this is the building envelope, where could you put a tree on it?
Yeah.
If this is all going to be homes, where could you even put a tree anyway? And not only that, but let's talk about the fact that, do you want a 50-foot tall ponderosa tree with a massive base and those roots growing right where your foundation is?
Yeah.
I mean, roots erode and they'll grow into a foundation. And they'll bust up a house.
Mm-hmm.
And so again,
there's also the Firewise type, like their new rules on that end of town where it's like, if they make it a Firewise community, you can't have a tree that close to your home.
Especially on the west side like that. You're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I find that this is an interesting discussion that the city of Bend, they're actually talking about right now, implementing some sort of a tree code to where builders can't just clear cut whole neighborhoods. Okay, great.
I agree.
But I think I see one tree that they're actually going to be able to save. Is that a big deal? Yeah, sure. Like
Yeah.
every life's a big deal. Every tree is a big deal. But I mean, it's also one of those things like, what do you expect the builder to do?
Yeah.
Like they simply can't save the trees.
Yeah.
If they're trying to build density, if they're trying to do what the city needs, and the city's the ones that are implementing these rules. I mean, builders are doing it well for them economically, so they're going to put more homes on less land, and that helps them economically. But at the same time, it
might be impossible.
It's impossible. Yeah, it can be impossible
unless you build the road around these trees. Like, and like what is it?
Build like a roundabout and then have the tree in the middle.
What is that neighborhood? It's just on the street from this, and they have like trees in the middle of the road, and you have to like go around them. And during the winter, that is interesting.
Hey, Kyle. Kyle says he's been watching our videos religiously for about a year. Born and raised in Portland, still resides in Portland, but hopefully soon Central Oregon is our goal.
Someday we're gonna get you here, Kyle.
That's right. Awesome. Love to have you. All right. I guess that's our tree thing, huh?
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and move on.
Long live the trees.
I love the trees. We also need to build houses, and it makes it a challenging thing. So, all right, moving on. Next thing we wanted to talk about, let's see, Redmond. Wait, that's the city. What's that? Oh, that was that one. Ooh, bye. Okay, Redmond Airport.
Woo-hoo!
Redmond Airport is getting some upgrades. Actually, the thing that we saw when we were kind of surfing, because we kind of get these new news articles pushed to us, was this new Redmond terminal little video that they created. So let's check this out really quick. They're going to be expanding and changing the terminal. So if you're kind of familiar right here, this is where you drive up, and this is the main area right here. You walk in, and a lot of this is kind of outdoors right now. You've been to the Redmond Airport, you know what I'm talking about. You have to hit that outdoor part
and walk.
Tell me you love that in the winter.
No. And it never fails. It's like you're always coming home from like somewhere warm, and it just snowed 2 feet. And of course, your puffy coat's in the car because you didn't take the puffy coat on the trip with you. And so then you have to like get off the plane and walk. I mean, it is literally first world problems, but it makes you think about, hey, that would be really nice to have a longer
terminal or an indoor terminal, period. An indoor.
But I do think our Redmond Airport is adorable, and they're doing it very well.
So this is the next kind of evolution of the Redmond Airport. And it's going to be really awesome. This is going to be a $200 million project.
Something like that.
$200 million project. They're going to do it in a few different phases, 4, 5, 6 phases, something like that. I can pull that up in a second.
They say like 15 years. If we're lucky, it's going to be 7. But.
Yeah, 15 years maximum, 7 if they get more funds faster than they're anticipating, which they're hoping they are. This is going to be great right here. I mean, this is going to be a full rehaul of the west side of the airport. But then actually what they want to do is here, I'll just hit where's the play button. They're actually going to, so this is, again, that's that west side towards the mountains over there. They're going to add a whole east terminal over here off of this side, which is just going to be great. So that's something there's both sides. You can see that's the front.
They have the one wing here. Then
Again, $200 million project. They recently announced this little video here. There's not much more to it. There's really not a whole lot to it, but it's really exciting because, again, we do love our airport, and a couple of things that they had in this article that we actually pulled up from last year, that passengers have now passed a million passengers per year at the Redmond Airport. Which is crazy, which is a lot. And it's actually they've achieved that number of passengers much faster than they ever thought they would. So we're growing. Obviously, we know we're growing. In fact, Ben just made a list. Was it Bend or Redmond? Whatever people call Bend. It's the whole area. One of the fastest growing areas, I think, in the country. It made like a top 25 list or something like that just recently.
I saw a stat that 200,000 people float the river a year.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's double.
That's
population of
a
Bend.
Lot. Yeah. So first stage is going to be $100 million stage of redevelopment. It'll include the whole wholesale upgrades to the West Departure Lounge and getting all that set up. They're also going to be able to bring in, more flights and stuff. I mean, they're pretty much at maximum capacity right now. So this is actually something that's really, really interesting. I'm kind of excited about it. I do love our airport just the way it is. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's quaint. I don't think it's overcrowded, really, but apparently they say it is. The last improvement was in 2009
Oh, wow.
that they did to it. So anyway, time for upgrades. Those are coming soon. Pretty excited about it.
That's
Anything
good
else?
stuff. Mm-mm.
Good stuff. Cool. Moving on. So we've got Redmond Airport. That'll be fun. Let's see. Next thing we're talking about today. Next thing we wanted to bring up.
Monte Vista.
Oh, you know what? I'm not doing the little thing with our banners. We still got the trees up. Dang. So there was a Redmond Airport expansion. We talked about that. Here's a good one. Petrosa commercial space. All right, I'll bring it back to us for just a second.
Sorry, our dog is trying to get on camera.
So here's something really funny. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Petrosa's, one of Polish's really big flagship neighborhoods right now, master plan neighborhood on the northeast side of town. They're going to put in 1,100 homes, 1,100 residences there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really fantastic area. They've
Yeah.
been developing it out for a couple of years. And one of the allures to it is that you got to understand the northeast side of town.
You get to the east side of town and it just kind of stops and it goes out into like farms, the Bend Technical Airport, but
Yep.
it's just a lot of farms and older homes. So you kind of hit the roundabout and then it's boom. Now you got Petrosa, which it's
Yes.
gorgeous. And they just had their pool open
Yep.
not too long ago.
Their
and
community center,
their
their
community
pool,
center,
they
which
got a
is
gym, they got fire pits.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice. Clubhouse, the whole
Yeah.
thing. So it's gorgeous and it's great. However, again, back to the northeast side of things, once you kind of get into the northeast, there's a lot of residences and a lot of people that live out there,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no retail.
None.
There's no grocery stores. There's no,
Like I said, it kind of just ends.
there's nothing.
Yeah.
So there's no coffee shops, no pizza places.
Oh,
no,
she's
whatever.
barely there. She's getting her nose into it.
Oh yeah. So one of the allures is that Chris, we gotta go back to the airport thing. Heard chatter of them lengthening the runway. Do you know if there's any truth to that? So I think they've already done that. I think the runway has already been lengthened, I
yeah,
believe,
because they started just
because
doing.
they've got some big jets coming out.
Yeah,
right
they
now.
only do jets now. I thought.
Well,
Airport.
I don't know if the only do jets thing is part of it, but yeah, they canceled all the prop planes.
Yeah.
That was a year, maybe a year and a half ago. They don't have any more prop planes running out of the Redmond Airport. They're all jets now. And I mean, usually you leave Redmond Airport and you're on this little like 2-seater per side, but they've got some much bigger planes coming out of there. So I think they've already done that, but I'm not 100%. Anyway. All right. Let's go back to Petrosa. Okay, so they've got this really great neighborhood, and I mean they've got areas set up for a school, areas set up for a church, and a bunch of land set off for retail.
Mm-hmm.
So they're selling the neighborhood. Everyone's excited. There's going to be a grocery store, a little strip mall. There's going to be coffee shops. There's going to be whatever,
Yeah.
chiropractors, whatever have you, right? Little sandwich shop, something like that.
They have a beautiful video.
Beautiful rendering video, and to be honest, it looks exactly like the rendering, which is great.
Yeah.
However, there's a sign up where the retail is. It's like Petrosa Retail section coming soon. Everyone's like, "Oh, this is so great!" Except for that, a month ago in September, 2 months ago, that sign came down.
The sign came down.
The sign comes down, and people are like, "Well, what does that mean? What's going to happen?" And I'm like, "Are they moving dirt?" And so, was it even one of the news outlets? I think PTVZ,
it was on the news
or Central Oregon Daily News.
Everybody was up in a huff.
Open a huff, like, did the product sign down? What's going to happen? Are they not doing the retail anymore? And Polish's like, "Oh no, no, it's fine. We're fine. We took a sign down. It was a little sign. We're gonna put up a new one." Oh, okay, cool. October 30th, a new sign goes up, and it instantly makes news because the sign is to sell the property. It is for sale. The property's for sale. So they did put a new sign up.
Yeah, they did. They said they were going to put a new sign up.
So again, obviously the economically, I happen to know that, Polish isn't hurt by any means, but at the time, things are down, real estate's down. Maybe there's a looming recession out there. Who really knows? But
it is also normal for developers to sell and have a different commercial developer develop that area that maybe is not necessarily their expertise. So, I mean, you can see it from the flip side.
Yeah.
Technically, there are the parameters of what they can build there. It just might not be the cozy, fluffy things that they were maybe portraying that would be there.
Yeah.
know.
Well, and again, maybe it still will be, because the rest of the
Mhm.
story is that, oh yeah, well, it is interesting that most residential home developers don't also do commercial stuff. Polish does.
Yeah.
So they actually can kind of do it all, but that doesn't mean that maybe they don't want to, right?
Mhm.
They can sell it to somebody else.
Time and resources.
So yeah, on the 30th, they put a new sign up and said it's for sale. And on the 31st, Polish emailed all of their residents in Petrosa and said, whoa, just so you know, it's okay. We are selling it. Okay, you caught us. We are selling it. However, we just want you to know that it's still zoned commercial.
Mhm.
We still have every intent in selling it to somebody who is going to develop it and bring in the type of commercial and retail stuff that we kind of already promised everybody. So kind of a funny little series of events, but I also still believe that it will probably still be, retail, commercial, and I think it'll still work out. It might not be the exact
quick,
vision,
though, man. It got a little firestorm.
Well,
Yeah.
A lot of people talking about it. You know how the news outlets are. They're going to go interview people that are all up in arms about it just to create clickbait stuff. So anyway, that's for sale. And we're not sure what's going to happen there yet. We'll just kind of see. Let's see. Where else? Let me see. I don't think we even have a story on that. We don't have anything to pull up on that.
Mm-mm.
So, all right.
Not Monte Vista.
Moving on. There's a neighborhood. Last time we were live a couple of weeks ago, we talked about a whole bunch of neighborhoods that, were developing, coming soon, stuff like that. But we didn't talk about this one. And I've known it was coming for a while now. We closed on a Monte Vista house for some clients about a month and a half ago. And it's been a build. It's been a new construction build. So we've been talking about this for 6 months in Redmond, and they were telling me this new development's coming up. So let's take a look at that real quick. Where's my over here? I'll do that.
Right there.
There we go. And then I was going to go over here and just go to the open link. Boom. Acappella. So Acappella here is going to be in Bend. Now, Monte Vista is kind of an entry-level builder. They're not your super high-end, kind of spec home builder. They're doing primarily entry-level homes. These homes here are slated to start in the 600s. Location-wise, let's see, what else do we have right here? Starting in the low 600s, 3 and 4 bedroom, 2.5 to 3 bath, 1,900 to 2,500 square feet.
That's a good-sized home.
Those are big.
Yeah.
For Central Oregon. Tankless water heater, quartz countertops. If they're the quartz countertops they're putting in Redmond, they're that thin, but whatever. They're not the full 1-inchers, but that's okay. Grand opening special, $20,000 towards rate buy down. That's kind of cool.
That's very cool.
For the first 4 homes. Have we seen any of these on the MLS yet? I don't know.
I don't think so.
The neighborhood's just getting ready to kick off. Nice location, southeast side of town, 27th and Reed Market. These are some of their floor plans, and I think they've got 40-ish homes. So let's see. I'll pull this up right over here. This is a cool little area to know about. Yeah, right in here. Yeah. So here's Reed Market, 27th. This is actually all of that. Ooh, look at that. Look at that satellite. Yeah, Stevens Tract.
Yeah. What's cool about that is a couple, I think our first podcast, we talked about the commercial corner here on Reed Market in 27th.
Yeah.
So this is like Sun River?
Yeah, Sun River Brewing.
We have a Greek place here. We have a dental place. So that's really cool because you'll have some commercial aspects on this side of town, which doesn't have a lot on this side of town.
Right.
So it's kind of, Acappella is filling in this little spot right here. Isn't this garden side back here?
Yep.
Yeah. I do believe like preschool is just down the road.
Yep. Right there.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
Learning center. This is a cool area. Again, there's a lot of homes and a lot of residences in here. And it's very kind of spotty. Like these little chunks where like a developer will go in and grab just, maybe 15, 25 lots, something like that, and just build theirs. And then the next couple, because this is all kind of older farm properties that were, 5, 10 acres, that they would just grab them. And like right here, you can literally tell like this right here that I'm circling here is just like a builder grabbed it and developed it out, and that was it. They couldn't grab all of it because it's still owned by other people, right?
Yeah.
So same thing right in here. There was a house right here. There was a bunch of land, all of this. I believe Hayden came in and built a bunch of these right in this area. And now Monte Vista has purchased the rest of these lots and are going to be filling them out soon. So let's see. It looks like this Acappella. How many? 45. That says lot 45 right there. So it looks like there's probably about 45, maybe 50 homes in here that they're going to be building out. So again, nice little pocket where there'll be some new inventory coming to market soon, new construction inventory, and it'll be decently sized homes, in the sixes, which is pretty good, right? So anyway, wanted to let everybody know about that particular neighborhood. I think it's cool. I think it's something. Acappella.
Off of Capella.
All right. Well, let's see what else.
Redmond.
Oh, well, we talked about the airport. You're right. The last
We're going back to Redmond.
Going back to Redmond. Let's go back to Redmond. There's a little bit to this. So Redmond has grown a lot faster than even they thought they were going to grow.
I think all of Central Oregon has grown.
Sure. Fair enough. So Redmond's grown a lot faster than they thought they were going to grow. And what has now ended up happening is that, well, they got to upgrade their wastewater treatment facility.
You're going to say something.
They got too much poop. So let's see here. Where is this? House passes Interior Department Appropriations Bill, including $1.25 million for Redmond's wetlands complex. That is the nice way of putting it. The Redmond's wetlands complex is really kind of the city's septic system. Wastewater treatment plant, right? So they're basically at max capacity for doing their wastewater treatment wetland. So this is where all their poopy water goes after they've treated it and done their things. So yeah, it's funny, right, Kyle? So anyway, so they've got approval to
don't encourage him, please.
They have finally secured some money, which is funny. I could have swore it was going to come from the state, but it looks like it came from this is the U.S. House has approved the Interior Department Appropriations Bill that includes nearly $4 million for 3 5th District infrastructure projects. So $1.25 is going to Redmond, $1.25 is going to Albany, and $1.25 is going to West Lynn to help their wastewater treatment facilities. This, check this out. The projected population of Redmond by the end of 2045 is 54,000 people. We're in the 30s right now. So we are about to grow and have been continuing to grow a ton in Redmond. It's going to need to be expanded to treat the 4.6 million gallons per day required for the projected population growth. That's a lot of poop. So they're working on expanding that, which is great. And again, this just kind of goes and talks about how fast Redmond's growing and the fact that we're getting, we're growing up. Redmond's growing up. Bent's growing up. We're turning into pretty major cities, and things like that those kind of infrastructure things need to be
updated.
I wasn't even showing that. There it is.
There it is.
Dope. So anyway, here's the article from News Channel 21. There's the little map. That's where all the water goes. Wetlands. And anyway, talking about all that kind of stuff. So there's another thing here. Man, this is hard to do. And then I got this, red water treatment waste concerns. There we go. Another thing, though, is that Redmond actually currently doesn't. Now I'll just go back to us because there's something else to see there. Redmond actually has been requesting more water as well. So I didn't really understand this, but there's actually like an Oregon state, there's probably a national, but it's state-run water kind of district that makes sure that municipalities have enough water. And the city of Redmond over a year ago requested from, I don't know what the name of it is right now, requested from this major bureaucratic entity that controls water in Oregon that they need more water for the city of Redmond because we're growing too fast. We don't have enough water.
Yeah.
So that's actually really interesting. A, we just about tapped out on our waste treatment, and B, we're just about tapped out on water in Redmond. Yeah. So currently, as it stands, they haven't been approved to get more water. And it's becoming kind of contentious because Redmond's not sure if they're going to be able to, really meet the demands of all of the residences and businesses of Redmond if they don't get more
Water.
flow, I guess. I don't know what
Yeah.
what else you would call it. I don't even know where it comes from. Groundwater, or like I know where Ben's water comes from. I don't necessarily know where Redmond's water comes from, but probably some sort of aquifer, stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, not having enough water. Guys, Redmond is growing. Redmond is getting huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's big. Whew.
Wow.
Let's see. All right. We're kind of there. I don't know if we have anybody that's watching live still right now. Kyle's laughing at our poop jokes. And it is time for questions. Do we have any questions out there? Maybe, maybe not.
I wonder if we can.
What?
We could Google the airport expansion on the runway expansion. Oh,
yeah. Look that up. I will reveal some news right now. ADUs. We've got a video dropping on Thursday about ADUs. But this is interesting stuff just to throw out there a few days early. Last week, I believe it was last Monday or Tuesday, the county approved, the first county in the state of Oregon to approve rural ADUs.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kind of state codes and laws and building codes that prohibit ADUs in the county. Now, there are people out there that have ADUs in the county. They're just not supposed to. And yeah, they're now legal. So the Oregon State Legislature passed a couple of bills last year where basically it opened the window for states on an individual, or counties on an individual county basis, to adopt rules to have ADUs be legal. And since here in Deschutes County, we are in such a housing crisis as far as what we have to do, the county pushed it through. And so now actually, I think on December 1st, I think that's the actual emergency enacted date where it goes into effect, December 1st of this year, you can have ADU in the county.
Which is wonderful.
You got to build it.
But still the possibility.
Yeah.
A lot of people, want a separate dwelling unit for family too.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be able to offer a new opportunity for everybody.
Yes.
How many buyers do we know that want to build an ADU on their property and you can't do it?
All of them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's really awesome. Like I said, we'll have a video dropping on Thursday about that. All right, guys, I think we'll just go ahead and wrap it up here. If you guys have any other thoughts, questions about the market, or questions about developments, things coming soon to the area, like I said in the beginning, if you see a chunk of land that you're like, man, they cut all the trees down, or we've got that apartment complex we'll talk about next time over off of 8th Street.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. That's one of those that's on your drive. Then it's like, oh my gosh.
There's always stuff going on. And again, that's what we want this to be, is kind of an information source.
Let us know what you want to know.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else we're forgetting?
No.
I don't think so.
No more poop jokes.
All right. It's a shitty thing. I get it. All right. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Remember, if you or someone is looking to buy or sell real estate in the area, the team and us would love to be your resource of choice. So you can reach out to us. Do we venture into Jefferson County?
Ooh.
Yes.
We do.
Yes. It's not an area that we're in a lot, but yes, we do.
Do we want to know more things about Jefferson County?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Usually I'm in Jefferson County to go fishing.
Oh.
Which we got to do that too. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and sign up for now. Let us know any more questions in the chat, and we will see you in 2 more weeks for a live stream. But of course, we'll see you in the next video as it comes up, wherever it comes up.
You're everywhere.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks.